When I look at your IMDb page, I just see so many films in pre-production. Any idea what's coming out in the next month?
Well, my wife has had to reschedule. In fact, she told me this morning, she said it's now 20 things in a row she's had to reschedule. So we're just standing by like the rest of the world. We're socially distancing, and we're being smart, and we're being practical, and we're being deprived of a busy grocery store.
Sure. Now, you were the kind of guy that's exercising every day. I know that you were a loyalist to going to the gym. Is that something that you're able to do from home now?
My wife and I had an argument about it this morning. I said to her, what do I do? What do I do? She's like, stock and bunny, everybody's going through it, blah, blah, blah. So, but it's just making me crazy. Are you kidding? It's horrible. I went for about a 3-mile walk yesterday. I do a lot of sit-ups. It's a drag.
And does any of that good health and good fortune come from our mutual friends at Rocket?
Oh, well, I would love to talk about it here if I may. First of all, you can learn all about the Rocket at getmyrocket.com, because it turns out, buddy, that heart health and appendage health have a lot in common. They both need healthy blood flow. And apparently, because of plaque in our system, we all will experience either heart problems or appendage problems or both, because we all get older and we all build up plaque. And what's great about the Rocket apparently is, the Rocket uses it's not invasive, it's not a drug, and it's this technology that's been used in clinics for decades now. And what they use are sound waves, and sound waves breaks up the plaque, so you have healthy blood flow. So it's a non-habit forming, non-drug, great exercise to clean the appendage out. Simple as that. It's all about blood flow, and it works. In fact, when my friend turned me onto this device, he said to me, I want you to talk about it. I said, I don't have ED. And my wife said, if you keep saying that, Eric, everybody will assume you do. So I've been using it as a preventive, as it were. And you know what? I have no issues.
I'm glad to hear that. And do you supplement all this with a particular kind of diet, or are you the kind of guy that just exercises so much that they can eat what they want?
Well, I used to do that. But when you're over 50, you can't do that anymore. It just doesn't work. But I used to eat everything and exercise my ass off, and it was fine. But now you can't do that. And also, my wife reminds me that we wouldn't have this virus right now if people would stop eating animal. So we have to all take a lesson, and we have to all work at going vegan. Now, I love white protein, your chicken, fish, blah, blah, blah. But every time I put something on my plate that ever breathed, my wife makes me feel like a murderer. So I'm slowly becoming vegan through my wife's need to protect wildlife.
And speaking of your wife, something that you and I both have in common is that we both work with our wife as part of our full-time income. Any tips that you can pass along for making it work?
I love you for this question. All you can do is let them be the boss. And yeah, my wife is right 8 times out of 10, so I'm very fortunate. And but that's all you can do, because women are smarter, kinder, and they can get angrier than we can. So it's as simple as that.
And your wife also has a lot of credits as an actress. She's worked a lot over the years. When was it that she decided that she was going to manage or really take over the business part of your career? Was that early into your relationship?
It was early in. Yeah, I suppose it was. Yeah, it was interesting. I got a call from an agent's assistant one time who said, they've been turning on a lot of your stuff without ever telling you. I said, can you get me a list of this stuff? She said, yeah. And when I looked at the list, I was very disappointed. There was lots of stuff that I would have done. So I fired the agency over that. And then I went home that day and I said, baby, to my wife, you're the boss. And she goes, I don't know if I can do this. I said, you've been doing it anyway, so we're just going to do it now without the agency. And We've seen the world since then for free. We have great fun. We have a great time, and we kind of roll with the punches we kind of roll with the punches when the industry changed and they took our medium away. They took film, and they gave us HD and these little cameras, and we just roll with the punches, and it was great fun. And I'm very lucky. They allow me to work, pal.
You had told me in our other interview that your wife is who hinted that HD was coming and that you're going to be working a lot more instead of just making 1 or 2 movies a year. And one of the big movies that you did that I love is The Expendables. Is there a story or two that you can share from that set? Because you did work with a lot of interesting people, not just Stallone, but a lot of wrestlers and MMA people too.
Well, making that movie was like boys camp. And every morning we're all in the gym from 5 to 6 together, and then we're on set by 7:30. And one morning we're in the gym, and Sly Stallone is on the incline bench, I don't know, doing something like 400 pounds. At the time, I think Sly was 65 years old, but he was ripped to shreds. And he's doing a great deal of weight on his chest, and suddenly he screams, and the weights hit the floor, and he rolls off the bench, and his whole chest goes black from internal bleeding. He popped one of his pecs off the bone on his chest. Now, I don't know if that's honestly medically what happened, but this is the impression I get by looking at the damage. Now, in the movie, it was supposed to say Expendables on his chest, right, with a bunch of our names and what have you, a bunch of the Expendables names. I wasn't expendable; I was a bad guy. But if you watch that movie again, note that you never see Sly's chest without a shirt. You only see his back without a shirt, and it says Expendables on his back because they had to change everything after he blew his chest out.
You worked closely with Stone Cold Steve Austin on that movie?
He became one of my best buddies on the planet. I love that man. I love his wife, too.
Wow. And if the wives are friends, that means you're allowed to be friends, too? Is that how it works?
Well, it helps. Yeah, the wives got to get along, dude. And they do. So it's a pleasure.
Right. So bringing this to a close here, because, again, you've given me so much to work with here. Eric, any last words for the kids?
Everybody keeping social distancing. And know the more you keep it, the sooner it'll be over, and we can all hold hands again.
Thank you so much for your time. Looking forward to your next, I can't say your next movie, your next 12 movies because you're so prolific. But
you're such a pleasure. Thank you too, buddy. Peace out.
Paltrowcast.